Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rick Butts.
Human resources professionals predicted in 1965 that the average work week in America, by today, the average work week in this country was going to be 13 and a half hours per week. Who's hitting that?
Have you ever thought about how weird and unusual the whole speaking thing is? I mean, people come into a room and sit down in chairs in rows and face the front, remain quiet, and watch another human being get up on a little higher piece of wood or something and shine some lights on them, turn on a microphone, and listen to them talk.
Does this sound familiar? Right? How many people, real quick, how many of you write things on your to-do list after you've done them just so you can check them off?
And everyone sits there politely, that's the paradigm, and other than perhaps some applause or laughter, hopefully laughter.
We went and saw a motivational speaker. What did he say? He said, we're going to die. More room for people.
I guess somebody shouts out something, hey, I'm for you, or whatever.
When all of a sudden onto the freeway comes some idiot.
Some idiot comes across 3 lanes of traffic. Your cell phone goes flying, your briefcase, your laptop, your sausage, your biscuit, your egg, your purse, your coffee spills over on the dash.
Sparks are shooting out of your CD player. You go into a final turn, drop your cigarette in your crotch, and flames explode.
Now, it's interesting to think about why the audience does that, because there are probably things rooted in how we went to school and how we learned to sit and listen to the teacher, and that we'd get in trouble if we, acted out or, hollered out or did something foolish like go get a beer or something right in the middle of class. But in the other context is thinking about, well, how did this speaker get to be the one who gets up there and gives a speech? Why do we listen to this person? Who are they? And how do they get into that position? Well, I'm going to show you that in this video.
The Wizard of Dorothy, the Tin Man and the Scarecrow are walking through the forest, symbolically illustrated by me standing near the trees. Just thought I'd give you a little look at the schematic.
I've come to really believe that everything about speaking is psychological. It's all about psychology and influence and persuasion. Because if you think about it, this person is here because they were hired by a meeting planner, brought into the event, somebody paid the money, and then the audience has the paradigm to sit and watch them. If you've always wanted to be a professional speaker, or if you're speaking now and you'd like to be more successful, or perhaps you just like to get your cause out there, you like to go around and speak for free, sell your products or services and advance your cause, the information that I'm about to share with you here is really going to open up your perspective.
Walking through the Emerald Forest, and they're scared to death. They have been sent out on a mission from the Wizard of Oz to do something very, very scary, and they grow afraid. Courage versus fear. Fear drives them to be afraid. They begin to talk about what they fear, and I can't help but be reminded of what it's like sometimes to come to one of these meetings. Okay? I do a lot of these meetings, and here's what I see. A phenomenal opportunity for everybody to get together and get a glimpse from the top.
Look, I know what it's like to watch a video or watch a speaker or read a book and go, to be in a room and hear somebody get up and speak and go, I can kill that. I'm way better than that. I should be a speaker. I want to be a speaker, and to have the passion, the heart, the desire, and the talent. People, laugh at your stuff. You've got it. You know if you've got it. And if you've got that, I'm going to show you how to turn that into a professional speaking career.
And it reminds me of what Dorothy experienced in the Emerald City. Right? She's back in the Emerald City when she got orders, and it was follow the yellow brick. That was the theme of the meeting that Dorothy was in, right? And the road was this wide and gold. It was easy to follow the road, and everybody was pulling for Dorothy, and bands were playing. There was music and refreshments and fun. They were flinging midgets in the air, and it was just, they were having such a good time. And follow the yellow brick road. And Dorothy, follow. She's excited, she goes, and then she gets out into the forest with her team. This is you back in your cubicle, all right? And she looks around at her team and she says, if they only had a brain. And we all get a little bit scared. Listen, the first time you write something important enough on that blank sheet of paper to inspire you, a little voice is going to go off in the back of your head and say, nobody in our family ever. Who do you think? And we must battle that. Here's how. Dorothy and the Scarecrow, right? The Tin Man are walking along. They open up the instructions, and it says, find the witch, kill her, and take her broom. Well, that came from corporate.
Like I said, whether you want to sell stuff from the stage or sell your products or services or become a highly paid professional speaker or a best-selling author, I'm going to show you how all that stuff fits together.
That's because some people find that moving towards good things is the way that they're motivated. And that brings courage, strength, and energy, and momentum. When we're excited, we get excited, we raise our hands, say, try me, let me, I'll do it. Most people motivated to run away from bad things. And that's a powerful motivator, but it's sick and cold and doesn't have the same kind of energy. I grew up on a pig farm in Illinois, not because I chose an agrarian lifestyle, but because my single mother raised my brother and I in a house with no indoor plumbing. 4 electric light bulbs in the ceiling, out in Indiana, a little town there. It was tough for women in the 60s. My mom trying to make it on her own. On bath night, we had bath night. On bath night, we pumped water from the pump on the porch, from the well on the porch, into a pan. We would take that water, heat it up on a stove inside the kitchen, then pour hot water into a galvanized, kind of a horse trough, a little tub, a galvanized tub on the linoleum floor by a potbelly wood-burning stove in the kitchen, and that's where we took a bath. Dirtiest kid last. Strategic planning. And usually when I talk about this, I tell this story. Somebody will you'll be out in the bar, you'll be at the thing tonight, and somebody will say, that guy was poor. Man, that's really different than the way I grew up. You'll hear a voice in the distance, and it'll sound like this. Well, I grew up poor too. Yeah, we grew up poor down in whatever state works for you. And everybody around us was poor. So it wasn't so bad because we didn't even know we was poor. You've heard people say this, haven't you? When I hear somebody say this, here's what I know. They were poor and stupid. How do you not know you're broke? It comes up, doesn't it? Right? Finish these phrases for me. Money doesn't grow on. I'm not made out of. If you don't watch it, we'll end up in the. You all heard that too? My mom used to say that. Rick, you boys are going to put me into the poorhouse. And me and my brother would go. There's a worse place? Lions and tigers and bears. Hey, maybe because you knew about that poorhouse thing, somebody planted that seed of fear in you. It takes 1,000 forms in the life of an adult. Don't raise your hand in the meeting, you'll be embarrassed. Don't try for the job. Don't be aggressive. Don't stand up. Don't take risks. Whatever you do, don't fall in love. You'll get your heart broken. But the same wall that keeps out disappointment also keeps out joy. You've heard people say take charge of your life before, right? That's not new. Not new. First time? Right. But you know what? Nobody tells us where to begin. You don't just take charge of a life that you've let go for a while. The starting point of control is taking responsibility for my choices. You've heard people say set goals too, right? That's not new. The big point, you've heard that already, right? But nobody's doing it. So I say it's a blank sheet of paper. Why? It's just so easy. It just doesn't require very much for you to write 5 things on this piece of paper and put it where you can see it. And here's what I've learned. If you take responsibility for yourself and quit blaming others, if you begin to make new choices and you write the big choices down where you can see them, you'll begin to move towards your big goals. You'll begin to move. You'll get up in the morning, make phone calls you never had the guts to make. You'll do things that you didn't dream you could do, inventions, solutions, new ways of making things happen. You wake up in the morning excited to get going and begin to pursue your big goals. And here's the magic. When you begin to pursue the big goals in your life like we're supposed to, all of that power begins to spill over into all the little disciplines of life. And when you become the kind of person who can do the 3% of the stuff everybody else doesn't feel like doing, you move to the highest level, the most successful, effective, and happiest people. Get it? Good. Thank you, God bless you, and have a terrific President's Club. Thank you very much. Have some fun. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my hair is off to you.